Yeah. Guys, I normally pause before I let the beat drop, but I'm still getting used to these new environments. It looks like the video, you guys let me know in the chat if the video is coming in clear or if it's coming in glitchy. We'll change some stuff up. But it's another episode of the Late Afternoon Show. It's your boy, Tim, Mr. Meaningful Work, and we are excited to chat with the amazing, the phenomenal, the eccentric, the lovely, the beautiful Jessica LaMarre. We are about to get that started, but we're going to vibe for a little bit, let folks come through, and we will start these good vibrations. Let's go. If you're watching at home, if you're watching at work, if you're watching on your bed, on the couch, or whatever, the whole point of a Late Afternoon Show on a random Tuesday is to bring you back up, give you some chill vibes, reconnect you with meaningful work smack dab in the middle of your week. And so invite your friends, invite your family, let them know that we are live. Tim is live. Jessica is live. We're about to do this. Send the little airplane icon to invite folks to the show. Tag them in the show. We are good to go. It's going to be about a minute and a half before we start our show today. Let's go. Hanging with the rest of your crew, flashing those big brown eyes at me. Hey, yay. As I'm walking by, hey, oh yeah. Electric magnetism in the air, out of nowhere. Hey, let's go. Good. Let's go. It's good to see you, Eva. It's good to see you, Bruce. It's good to see you, Anne-Marie. Let's go. Vibrations. I just want to let you know, if you want to dance along, it's as easy, just bouncing your shoulders. Let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Oh my. All good vibrations today. And we're talking about healing, good vibes, meaningful life. Today is a day you wanted to tune in to the Late Afternoon Show. Let's go. Electric magnetism in the air, call me out of nowhere. Come on. Why is that? Because y'all give me good old vibrations. Hey, hey. 30 seconds, we're dropping it. I've got to make you mine. All right, we're about to wrap it up. Let us know you're here. Vibrations. Hey, all right. Hey, we're coming down. We're about to land this plane, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's start the show. Woo! Yes, we are back for another episode of the Late Afternoon Show. It is Tim, Mr. Meaningful Work Olari. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I am so excited. If you can't see it in my mouth, in my cheeks, in my almost sweating bald head to show how excited I am about today's guest. It is even more meaningful. One of my big values are connections. If you guys may not know, I am huge on relationships, on connections, on network, and really leaning into those and taking other people's relationships and referrals very seriously. So I've been blessed with an amazing leader at Adventist Health. Many of you guys may or may not know I have a day job. Like I work. It's not, this isn't all I do. I actually work at Adventist Health. I lead a leadership residency program. I have an amazing leader. She's actually on the feed today, Eva. And we were just talking, vibing, having our one-on-one, and she was like, "You need to meet Jessica. You have to meet Jessica. Your souls are just too similar. Your journeys are just too similar for you guys not to connect." And when I tell you this lady was right, she was right. Right? You must be like, right. We connected, we had a conversation, and we could have recorded the whole podcast in our introductory meeting. Guys, if you have not checked out or followed Jessica LaMarre, please do yourself a favor. Don't do yourself a disservice by continuing to not follow her. If you are overwhelmed in life, in work, in trying to figure out how to balance and integrate and do what you've been called to do and manage your energies and all these different things, you need to, I'm going to say it 3 times, need to check out Jessica. She is on Instagram. She's on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me stop. Let's just bring her on. Let me bring her on, and you guys will see for yourself. Where's our audience? We normally have a nice little stage audience here as we welcome to the stage where we are. Here we go. Madam. No, this is not a comedy, guys. There we go.
Hey! Yeah! I am so excited to be here.
Okay, quiet. Okay, guys, calm down. Jessica, what's up, man?
It's so good to see you. And I have to say that laughing is one of my favorite things in the whole world. And so I'm so glad that you had the laugh because
exactly.
On top of the healing and the rediscovering ourselves, let's make it fun.
Absolutely. And I mean, when I figured out that I can get a laugh track or an applause track, it has changed the entire energy of the game. I think my first episode, I tried to do it live, like in front of like a studio audience and all these things. And it was such good energy just to have people in there, vibing off of that. And then as things progress, we have to move more and more remote and virtual. And I was like, man, I still want that energy. Thank God for technology, because I can download applause and I can download, but it gives that, welcome feeling. But Jessica, I am so happy, so happy to have you. And we got quite a bit of stuff that we want to get into today, learning about your journey, learning about meaningfulness, mindfulness, healing, and how that relates to what I've been, studying or being focused on for the last, couple of years, meaningful work. But before we get into that, I got like a question that I normally start folks off with. But before we get into that, you said that you wanted to get us started with something. What was that?
Yes, I would love to do some grounding and centering. So coming back to ourselves. And before I jump into that, I do just want to say a quick shout out to Eva for connecting us, because you just have an amazing energy. And I'm so grateful.
Yes.
So grateful.
Yes.
And I just want to answer Bruce's question. Bruce, I'm in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
So we're in the same city.
Nice. Bruce, the man in the blue shirt, the guy in the blue shirt. I met Bruce down in LA, and this guy is a firecracker. This guy is an influencer if I ever seen one. So I am so happy that Bruce is here with us today. But yeah, let's get back to your centering. Yeah.
Yes. And so let's go ahead and just take a moment to come back to ourselves. We have been giving, and it's only Tuesday. So I invite you all to just close your eyes and to breathe. And just to notice your inhales and your exhales. And breathe in through your nose and notice how the air that comes in is cool. And breathe out through your nose and notice how it's warm. And breathe in cool. Exhale, warmth. And inhale, cool. And exhale, warmth. And just take a moment to bring yourself just right to your heart center, to the middle of your chest, and give gratitude for showing up for yourself today, for being here in this moment, for doing something meaningful to you. And just do one more body scan here, going from the top of our head through our forehead and our eyes, our nose, our cheeks, our lips, our chin, our shoulders, our arms, our chest, our back, our stomach, our hips. And notice our attention on our thighs and our knees, our calves, our shins, and our feet. And just really feel embodied in this moment, grateful to be here at this present time. All that is calling us will still be there in the future. So just be here in this present moment with us. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
I need to start everything with that and like that. I need to start everything with that and like that. And it is the thing that stood out to me the most um was how the part where you shared that everything that is calling us, because like my mind is, we're energetic people, right? It's like our mind is racing. And so I'm trying to like, so there's thoughts coming through. And then when you mention that everything that's calling us will still be there in the future, so be present in this moment, was almost as if you were reading, is like, there's red ball, type of thing going on. And so that call out was able to help me. Is like, okay, it'll still be there, but I need to be here. The present is fleeting. The future is there. We can still meet it up there. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. I hope everybody at home or at work or wherever you are was able to participate in that. Let us know in the chat if you were. Some reactions. How did that feel to ground yourself, to do the body scan, to feel the cool in, to feel the warm out? We would love to know in the chat. And let folks know this is not your everyday podcast. How many podcasts or vodcasts do you know that start with centering, right? Where it's full participation, full presence. We're trying to give a different experience here. That's why we start with good vibrations, right? It's all about getting that good energy, good vibrations. But Jessica, the question that I start all of my guests with is, in lieu of reading a bio, which your bio is mad impressive, mad impressive. In lieu of reading a bio, I love to ask my guests, what are you famous for? Right? Mm-hmm. If we were to talk to your close circle, your professional circle, your larger circle, whatever, and we said, that Jessica LaMarre lady, what's she about? How would you answer? What are you famous for?
If I was to sum it up in one paragraph, I would say transforming burnout into healing, which brought me back to myself, back to a deeper connection with who I truly am and what I truly want. And doing that gave me the opportunity to write and to be in Thrive Global, in Forbes, writing my own book now, supporting women on their healing journey, supporting men and women all on their healing journey, and running workshops. And so, but what really allowed me to do that was transforming my life from the inside out.
Transforming your life. So for
Mhm.
you to be able to be famous, to be able to do that for other folks, you have to do it for yourself.
Absolutely. And that's, I believe, Tim, where the biggest misconception is that we look outside of ourselves.
Mm,
This is what I want out here.
mm,
So how do I get that? And so we just take these steps that are very pragmatic, right? We're not really going within to discover, okay, well, what is it that I truly want?
yeah.
And what feels right? What feels
Mm,
like the next best step?
mm,
You feel that?
yeah. Internally, not what society or social constructs
Exactly.
or external folks are saying, this is what you should do, or this is the best practice, or what have you. Is it because it's harder to do that? Like, why do folks
Oh.
more so rely on the external versus like, is it that difficult to go on that journey?
So I would say a couple things. Number one is that we're not taught, right? We're
Mm,
taught that everything is outside of us, right? That success, that's outside of us. That's that job.
mm,
We're taught that so many things are just out here if we can only just go after them. And two, it's difficult, right? It is going within to recognize within us what we need. And for many of us, we were taught that our needs aren't that important,
mm,
which is why we're always giving and doing and serving, and even at the expense of our own well being, which is why so many of people, so many of us, I was completely burnt out.
mm.
I didn't know how to give from a healthy place.
Wait, so are you saying that it is possible to give from an unhealthy place?
So I'm saying that there is room for us to give from a place of more love.
Mm,
So let's just take this to our own relationships,
yeah,
right? And so we can give and do something for our significant other, right?
yeah.
But it's not with love, right? It's with, oh, well, I better go do those dishes
Like
or
an
I better get that done.
obligation. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
As opposed to a place where we feel that we want to love and support them.
Mm,
And I'm going to be clear, that's not how I feel all the time. Okay. This is a journey,
yeah,
right? This is a journey.
yeah,
And we're not trying to get somewhere that
yeah,
one day everything will be perfect. Like this
yeah,
is life.
yeah,
We're here to learn and grow and
yeah.
expand and heal.
Yes. And I love, part of why I love what you do so much is that not only are you, talking about it or coaching through it, you are doing it. If anybody follows Jessica on Instagram, like it is one of the most deepest, rawest like experience. I mean, my one of my personal favorites because I am the laundryman at home. Like it is my thing. I still have I don't know how kids can go through so many clothes
Yes.
in a week. But I am the one I do the laundry. So it really resonated with me when you were sharing on Instagram about how you were, you're doing your husband's laundry and some of the internal thought that was going through on as to why you put it in the wrong drawer or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
Can you tell us that story?
Yes. So, for those who don't know, I recently quit my corporate job to follow my dreams, to have
Mm,
more time for myself, to have more time with my 3 children. And so my husband, he usually works Monday through Thursday. Well, he started picking up the Friday shift
mm-hmm,
to help out financially. So I thought, okay, well, I want to have this reciprocated and I want to do something kind. We've been together for 16 years and I've never
Mm-hmm.
done his laundry.
Mm.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do his laundry. So I did it twice, and he told me that I put it in the wrong drawer. And so I'm always in the work, like Tim said, like always in the work and going to the subconscious of, okay, well, what is that about?
Mm.
And the thought that came up, and after I reflected on it was, I see. I subconsciously put it in the wrong drawer because I think if I do it wrong, he won't want me to do it.
I I hear that. And how did you like when you saw that, right? Because almost like you're stepping outside of yourself and studying yourself. Like you're just kind of looking at like, okay, why this, how this. And so when you see these realizations or like when you do this work,
Mhm.
um, what is the feeling? Is it pride? Is it impressed? Is it shame? Is it surprise? Like what is the emotions that these types of realizations elicit?
So, as I've been on my journey for 4 years now, it's more gratitude now. Like, thank
Hmm.
you so much for showing me what needs to be healed. In the beginning, it was more, oh, another thing,
Yeah.
right? One more thing that I need to work on.
Yeah.
But I want to touch a little bit about what you said when it's stepping back, because that is
Hmm.
what it is,
Yeah.
right? What I've learned on this healing journey is that we have this self with, you could call it a self with a capital S.
Yeah.
And this self is who we truly are. It's kind, it's compassionate, it's curious, it's
Hmm.
courageous. It it's that part of us that is compassionate and feels really connected with others.
Right.
And then we have many different other parts of us that has happened through events in our lives.
Hmm.
Like when I was young, and I'll go a few layers deep here, but come back up. When I was young, I always strived to get good grades
Mm.
because that's how I got praise. That's how I got approval. That's how I felt loved. And so we then take that into our lives. And that's a part, right? And so there's many
Hmm.
different parts. There could be an A type, there could be a high achiever, there could be,
Yeah.
a perfectionist, a controller, many different parts.
Yeah.
And those parts we can step back and look at and have compassion for.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen um and for you guys that don't know, this is like my own personal session. So you guys are just observing as I am taking these learnings and applying it to myself. And hopefully you're doing the same things as you're hearing the concepts and the principles here that you're applying it to yourself. So for myself, who identifies as a high achiever, somebody that, is driven to perform, is driven to do these things. And you mentioned something about doing it for that, you know, affirmation or for the praise or the recognition or what have you. Have you have you seen that it is usually linked to like childhood and upbringing? Is that all
Yes.
more often than not where it stems from?
Yes. 0 to 7. Mhm.
0 to 7.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So anything that we're seeing today, so by way of stress or burnout, or let's just call it, burnout as a topic, can be traced back to the ideas, the personas, the whatever that happened between 0 to 7 years old.
Mhm. Yeah, and let me give you an example as to how.
Okay.
Okay, so for me specifically, and I don't want to speak on anybody else's behalf, but for me specifically, when I was young, I pushed myself really hard to get those good grades, but
Yeah.
also sports were really important in our family. So I
Yeah.
played sports, right? So you do the things that make the people around you happy.
Yeah.
because we need love, right? We need to feel
Yeah.
accepted. That's
Yeah.
human nature.
Yeah.
And as we do that, okay, what happened for me was I became this high achiever. And
Mm-hmm.
what happens in high achieving? We are always on the tiger teams,
Yeah.
right? We're asked to review processes and procedures. We go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's one aspect.
Yeah.
And then for me, I was A type,
Mm-hmm.
always pushing. It always felt like I was on the edge, like I was so scared to fail, right? Which goes back to childhood. Like
Yeah.
failure was met with shame.
Mm.
When I was little, there wasn't a great job. I'm so glad you fell, right?
Yeah.
Like get up, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I became this very competitive
Mm.
um, person that lived in that A type. And then another part of me was a people pleaser,
Hmm.
right? So if I could just make them happy or do what they want, then I will receive that love.
Yes.
And so that people pleaser spent the extra time on the presentations to make sure it was exactly what they wanted. Spent
Mm-hmm.
the extra time, you know, working at night.
Yeah.
Spent like so those things. So if you add that up, let's say you add up the high achiever plus the A type plus the people pleaser, you can
Yeah.
see how quickly that turns into burnout. Because you're spending all of your time trying to make someone else happy
Mm.
when in reality that is not possible.
Mm. Trying to make every one of Eva's favorite quotes when we're talking, we're doing our one is like, you can't make everyone happy. What are you, a taco? Like it is not possible to constantly live in the state of um trying to please the other folks. But what are some of the interventions that you provide or that you share? So if you're dealing with a a client, an organization, a team that is dealing with burnout, because of all these things, right? Whether it's from A type or high achieving or people pleasing or what have you, and you're seeing these symptoms, right? What is, if you can, you don't have to spill all the secrets here, but if there is one or two like quick to apply interventions that you share with folks that folks can apply quickly, what would that look like?
Yeah, so two things that I would like to do. One, I'll share just a few quick things. And two, if you don't mind, I'd love to example it for people with
Yeah.
you, if you don't
Yeah.
mind being.
Heck, I will be the guinea pig. Put me on, coach. Put me in, coach.
All right, perfect. So, two things. Number one is just recognition,
Yeah.
right? Recognizing
Recognition.
when we're in that state.
Okay.
So, oh, I see that I'm in that people pleaser state. I
Yeah.
see that high achiever coming through. I see that A type coming through. I see that control mechanism coming through. Whatever it is, just like recognizing it. And then the second is just honoring it. Okay, we don't need to fix it. We don't need to change it. We just honor it. We just see it for what it is. I'll give you those two because anything deeper, you would want to be guided through
Recognition,
and honor.
recognize it, and
Mhm.
honor. I'm going to put that here so folks can have a visual there. And so you want to example that?
Yeah, if
Or
you don't mind, let's
I
dive
am
in.
let's dive in.
Okay, so what I'll invite you to do is just go ahead and think of a part of you that comes up whenever you're feeling burnt out. So when you push yourself, what do you notice? What's one thing that you may notice?
Um as far as like behavior or
Yes, it can be a behavior.
um I get very, I guess, insular, and quiet. Uh I don't know how to,
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of very,
And
very, very insular and quiet. Yeah.
so is this when you are already burnt out or when you're feeling like you're going in that direction?
Um I think like close to the end, like I probably don't notice it like while I'm in it, but close to the end where it's about breaking point, and then
Mhm.
definitely at breaking point. Um, it kind of there's kind of that spillover of just shutting down, just kind of going in and kind of locking it up.
Mhm. Locking it up.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, if you don't mind closing your eyes and go ahead and feel in your body where that locking it up is. And for those of you who are on this call, you can do the same thing. You can go into your body and think of a part of you that comes up with burnout, and you could do the same thing. You could go through this process with us. So, where in or around your body do you feel that
In my head.
in your head? Okay. And as you feel this overwhelm come on, all of a sudden it's like, well, we've got to get quiet, we've got to go within. And you feel that. Is it like a pressure?
It's 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 like a spinning, if you would.
Hmm. Okay.
It's like a spinning, yeah, just like a rattling, like it's just a lot, yeah.
Yeah, like so much.
Yeah.
It's so much. And when that feeling comes up that there's so much and it's spinning, what happens inside of you? Like, what are the emotions that want to come forth and come forward?
Um the emotions. I think there's a level of fear.
Hmm.
Um there's definitely a level of um I guess embarrassment or shame if folks can see or know that I don't like I can't figure it out or it's too much, and so there's that embarrassment.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um
And so, does shutting yourself down, does it protect you from that fear and that embarrassment?
I guess for me it's more like have to I don't have to talk about or express it at the risk of letting it be known that I don't know or it's getting a lot.
Hmm. What
So yeah.
happens? What would happen if you expressed it?
Um what would happen like to me or within me or just
Yeah,
externally
within
or
you.
within me?
Hmm.
Um I mean it would be a lot. It would be a lot to express it. So it would
Hmm.
gosh, it would probably be like uncorking something and everything kind of
Mm.
gushing out. So it would it would probably release some more emotions, if you would.
Mhm, mhm. And if that part could release and let go and be free, what would that part of you that has to keep quiet and keep it bundled in and not share, what would that part of you want to actually do in life?
Say that one more time.
So if this part of you that keeps it quiet, right, that doesn't want to share because there's so many emotions that could come up, if it didn't have that role of having to keep everything within and everything quiet, what would it want to
I it would want to just walk around confidently. It would want
do?
to yes. It would want to, yeah, it would want to walk around confidently and not feel like it has to hide or be ashamed. And yeah, the picture that I'm getting around is just he wants to walk around with a level of confidence and yeah, just assurance, I guess.
How does that feel in your body right now?
I mean, thinking about it, it feels freeing
Yes.
and it
Yes.
feels freeing. Yeah.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that, Tim, opens the doorway for healing,
Hmm.
right? You now know what that feeling is like. And you even know what needs to be released, what needs to be healed and let go of in order to get that feeling. But also, you know you could feel it anytime because you just did,
Hmm.
right?
Wow. Wow. I am I am wowing because I have recently tried to I've been sharing on LinkedIn that just like the last few weeks or months just like internal emotional turmoil. Like I've just been, as they like to say in these streets, in my feels. I've been in my feelings these
Mhm.
last, little bit.
Beautiful.
And so I've been trying to practice gratitude. Like I've understood it like high level, like writing the things that you're grateful for and thankful for and things like that. And I was sharing it with my mom, like, yeah, I'm doing this gratitude. And it was either my mom or my dad that were sharing that not only are you supposed to be like writing it down, but feel the feeling of that thing that you're writing because your mind cannot tell the difference between what is real, like what's actually happening physically around you, and what you're feeling and thinking in your head. And so if you take on that feeling, like what you just did right now, and I hope folks are still here watching and sharing because this was very transformative because if you can feel the feeling that's on the other side of burnout, your brain and body thinks you're there, right? And it's going
Mhm.
to move you for those that believe in like, the law of attraction and the energies that you put out and things like that, that it's going to move you in the direction. And the more you hold that thought, the more you repeat that thought, the more that you again recognize, honor, but move on the outside of that, it makes it all the more real. So, but I've never done that for the feeling of what happens when I get to that level and move to the other side of it. Wow. So this is what you do for folks?
Yes, and take them deeper.
Mm,
So, yes, they know what it feels like. Now let's go in and let's heal that part that is ready to let go so they can be free. Right?
man.
So I've had to not have to, I get to help
Yes.
people let go.
Yes.
Yes, mindfulness in action. Boom. I love it, you all.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so just letting go so you can be more of you, Tim, that
Wow.
confident, energetic, well spoken man, and just allowing that to come through.
Man. This is, and so you quit your corporate job to do this full time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what were you doing prior to this? Like, what was your role?
Yeah. So I'll take you back a few years.
Yeah.
So I was in technology for about 15 years
Okay.
and received my degree in electrical engineering. And I was not into the feeling aspect at
Mm-hmm.
all. Everything
Mm-hmm.
was very logical,
Yeah.
very logical. And so when, let's see, 2013, in 2013, I started to, I had my first child.
Okay.
And when she was 5 months old, it just got too overwhelming. The nursing, the pumping, the mothering, the
Yeah.
working, it was just so much. So I said, okay, I have to quit. I worked for a large technology company and I
Yeah.
said, okay, I have to quit. So I went to a small company and started working from home.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward to 2015, I just didn't feel like myself anymore.
Mm.
I wasn't getting ready for work every day because I was at home anyways. So what does it matter?
Yeah. Why?
I just, I felt a lack of motivation. I felt a lack of focus.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
And I was pregnant with my second child at the time. And of course, even though I went into that other role in a smaller company, it doesn't matter if it's a big company or a small company, because I didn't heal those parts. So guess who I took with me on the way? The high achiever, the A type, the people pleaser, the
All of them.
controller, the
All of them.
perfectionist. They
Yeah.
all came with me.
Yeah.
And so I just kept grinding and kept going. And I was so burnt out, but I didn't know another way because I thought that if I stop and I don't work so hard, I won't be good at my job.
Mm.
And so I held that belief until the universe said, no more, no more. And in December of 2017, when I was pregnant with my third child, we went to our ultrasound, the big ultrasound where they do all the
Mm-hmm.
checking
Mm-hmm.
the baby. And I got a call from my OBGYN, directly from the OBGYN. And so I said, why are you calling?
Yeah.
And he said, hey,
Yeah.
we got the ultrasound results back. And I don't want you to look any of this up online, but your baby has cysts on its brain and kidney issues.
Mm.
So in that moment, everything kind of just changed, right? And when you're holding a child inside of you in which you don't know if they will live, your whole life transforms.
Mm.
And so I started looking, well, what's the whole meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? Like why are we even here? And I grew like such a deep connection with myself. And it was just so powerful and beautiful. And every day I prayed for this little tiny baby inside of me that it would live, right? That it would make it. Because what they thought the baby had was trisomy 18, in which your baby doesn't live.
Mm.
And so I got to 40 weeks in one day on Cinco de Mayo, 2018, and I gave birth to a baby. And this baby was a miracle.
Mm.
There was not one thing wrong.
Come on.
Yes, right? Yes. And so in that, literally, Tim, I held that baby and I said, I have been so blessed, so blessed. I will serve. Just show me the way and I will go. And so that difficult situation turned into a miracle, and that miracle turned into a commitment. And that commitment turned me being here. Right?
Mm.
And it's just so incredible to have this trust and this faith
Yeah.
to take each step. And I still don't know the way every day, right?
Yeah.
But I have this faith inside of me that I'm going to be shown the way. And so it was just, and thank you, Anna Marie, thank you. And so what I invite others to do is to look inside themselves, because that's where they'll find the answers. Everything you want to know is within you. And I help guide you there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. One thing that I've been finding consistent, that you have just affirmed. Hey, Russ, welcome, 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 everybody that's joining us, is that the people, the professionals, the leaders that are really experiencing meaningfulness in the work that they do, um, have something happen that they had to listen to, right? Like something happened that was like the pivotal change that caught them. And if they had missed it, right? If they had just well, it is what it is. Let me go back to into the way that I was living. Things would have gone dramatically different. But it's those folks that took either the compilation of pain and stress and grind and all those different things and listened and decided to make the hard pivot or adjustment or what have you. When they did that, by the time we get to this conversation, I mean, the joy on their face, the happiness in the work that they're doing, the success that they're able to experience is, I mean, obviously we can't look into an alternative universe to see what that would have looked like. But if I was to assume that this is better than that,
Yes.
right? This is
Much
better
better.
than that. And so for folks that are, and I'm just calling out this trend, right? For folks that are in that zone of trying to figure out, okay, what is my thing, right? What is that, that purpose, right? I can't talk about meaningful work without talking about purpose, right? And if folks are trying to figure it out, as you're looking at your life happenings, if you're looking at the situations that you've come into contact with, and what is, like you said, like the universe was telling you something like, stop, it's enough, that's it. you know and you better listen, right? You
Yep.
better listen, um or else it can go another way. We're coming to the bottom of our time, but I do want to ask you this couple more questions, which is, in the work that you've done, so you've transitioned from working in big tech, very successfully, and transitioning into what it sounds like your life's work. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. What are you, if you were to look into the future, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, like, what are you most excited about? Like, what is that thing, or that state, or that impact that pulls you or drives you? What do you get excited about?
I would say there's a couple things. One, there's watching my children grow
Hmm.
and giving them the tools and the resources that they need to be resilient. And the second is I have this beautiful image of me on this stage supporting so many people and
Mm.
helping them and guiding them back to their self so that they can have so much more self-love and know their worth and know what they want in life, and that it's okay to share it and that they can live it. Like, that's what I want for them. I'm so excited to be and then to become
Yeah.
this vessel to empower others to live the life they've been called to live.
Mm. Well, I, as clearly as you are visualized, like, I need that to happen. There needs to be that scenario. And if I'm in the audience and I'm like, yes, hallelujah, yes, like,
Yes.
like, and I think that's huge, right? That is a type of impact that is the ripple effect, right? It's not just about, if I'm able to do this work, right? If I'm able to do this work, the impact that it has on my kids, on my family, on my neighborhood, on my coworkers, on my team,
Mhm.
right? That, looking within and giving myself the permission, right, to feel those feelings, to live on the other side of that, to do that deep work, it has so much more global, universal effect. It's almost unquantifiable, the level of impact that has. So now, when you now grant it to, like, okay, if I'm doing this for 1,000 people, 50,000 people, like, you have just literally changed the world. Like, it is in no small terms changed the world. And I am so excited. And we're just starting, right? You say you've only been, you do this what, 4 years, four or
Yes.
5 years?
Yes. Yep.
We're
Just
still
starting.
babies.
Just a baby. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yes.
Yes,
There's
yes,
so much room for growth and also honoring exactly where I am. That this is
yeah.
exactly where I'm meant to
Mm,
be.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Being being in that present, right? Being in that
Mhm.
moment and appreciating and having gratitude for that. Jessica, the question we ask everybody, in addition to the first one at the top of the program, is how would you, if we were to have a dictionary of meaningful work and have a definition next to Jessica LaMarre, how would you define meaningful work?
Mm. I would say that meaningful work is work in which you go within yourself to discover what it is that you truly want so that you can share it with the world.
Work where you go within yourself to
Mhm.
discover what you really want and then
Mhm.
share it with the world.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Meaningful work, healing, growth. Like it is just absolutely. This is like I feel like I just went through. I'm so energized right now. I don't know if you can see. Like, I'm trying to sit still and I can't because I am so energized by the. And we only scratched the surface. Like the my mind is going into like 17 different other questions, and I was like, man, some folks are on the East Coast. I got to go to bed. Like it's like we got to do like a part two and come back and maybe do some
Absolutely.
follow up. But Jessica, what is a way that our audience, our meaningful work movement, what is a way that we can connect with you, support you? What's the best way to engage with you, Jessica?
Yeah, so you can follow me on LinkedIn. So it's Love Personal Growth on LinkedIn.
Love personal growth on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, or you can follow me on Instagram. Instagram, I'm way more raw on Instagram. So if you want raw, come to Instagram.
Yes. And I think, when we talk about, personal branding, um, it is moving more and more to that kind of raw, authentic, like the person behind the brand, like the realness behind,
Mhm.
and folks that are using what they are, not to commoditize it, what they're selling, right?
Mhm.
Like they're practicing what they preach. They're seeing the owner, the founder, like actually see benefits from it and see where the passion comes from. So I mean, I strongly encourage folks, and I am starting to see that that is okay on LinkedIn too. Like just being that raw and authentic, that transparent, on a professional platform like LinkedIn. So let us do that. Folks, that is our time for today. I love this. Every time I look at this little clock here and it's past 30 minutes, that means I've had a great conversation because we normally try to keep it at like 30, maybe 35. We're at 53, and I could go on for another like 53. Like,
Whoa.
because,
Wow.
because the conversation has been, and thank you so much for the folks that have been engaging
Yes,
in the chat.
thank you.
If you have any questions, please let us know. We're going to be monitoring this chat throughout this evening and ongoing for folks that are going to watch the rebroadcast. We'll be replying to folks that have questions. Please, again, connect with Jessica on LinkedIn. Connect with me. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations, if this really resonated with you, you can also join our community on mrmeaningfulwork.com. You can shoot me an email, tim@mrmeaningfulwork.com. Just want to announce and let folks know that I am launching a course, the Open Leader course. Oh man, this is like the first time I'm saying it with my mouth into the world.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I am
Own
launching a
it.
course by
Own
God's
it.
grace in April, the Open Leader course, really helping leaders that are struggling with retention, struggling with engagement, and how do we use principles of meaningful work and strengths and habits and resilience and all these different things to create an environment where folks are motivated to stay. And so we'll be launching that. And so go check out the website. I'll have the link in here. And we're kind of moving in that direction. But guys, that is the end of our show. Join us next week for another episode of the Late Afternoon Show. We got a few more of these less than season 5. Can't believe we've come this far, but we are going to sign off. Thank you so much, Jessica. This has been amazing, impactful, real and raw. I have personally benefited from it, and I know folks that are on the line have done so as well. So we're signing off. Everybody, enjoy your evening, enjoy your week, and we will see you next week on the late afternoon show. Bye.